I'm Cramer. Welcome to Mad Money. Welcome to Cramerica. I'll be with my friends. I'm just here to try to make a little money. My job is not just to entertain, but to educate, teach a little. So call me 1-800-743-CNBC. Tweet me, Jim Cramer. It's all coming together for the most speculative stocks in the market. And it's a dream come true for many a dreamer. While the average has drifted lower, Dow dipping 1 point, S&P declining 0.27%, Nasdaq losing 0.5%. We should have been stronger in the banks and techs today. The real action is in the stocks of companies that make no money whatsoever, and many have close to no revenues. But it doesn't matter here because they're the right stocks at the right moment. For this market, you know what I got to do? I got to borrow a title from one of the late, like Joan Didion. I thought she was such a great writer. And it's the year of magical thinking here. The year of magical thinking. And boy, is that year ever paying off. Today was an exceptional day for the three groups that have been leading this year of magical thinking: space, quantum, and nuclear. These are three of the most exciting areas of this market. And I want to say from the outset that I think we're more at the middle than at the end of the magical thinking year, because too many things are going their way. Do I care? Do I want it? I just want you to make money. That's what I want. Now, something that shows you how incredible this moment is, why it keeps drawing people in, because there's so much money being made, assuming you remember to do what? To ring the register on some. Remember, the money is not made until it's taken off the table. Now, guess where this one started? It started in all places, Paris, France, where NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang told us that quantum computing is reaching an inflection point. Sounds like an innocuous line, doesn't it? It's a statement that we're in reach of being able to apply quantum computing to solve some interesting problems in the coming years. Sounds banal, except only a few months ago, Jensen was talking about quantum computing like it was 20 years away from being meaningful at all for anything important. Then he pulled that sum in. I saw him go to take it to, like, say, 10 years. Today, we learned the quantum future is now. An inflection point means that you're nuts not to buy the quantum stocks. So what people really did, it looks like they sold NVIDIA and bought the quantum stocks. The cast of characters people always buy, oh, it's Rigetti Computing and IonQ, D-Wave Quantum, quantum computing. I've had a hard time dealing with these stocks, frankly, because they are all losing gobs of money. They have almost no revenue. As long as their stocks were low, it was hard to see what they could do. But you see, now that their stocks are high, they can issue new shares, raise all the money they need to stay alive. The stocks are that hot. And, of course, quantum computing is just opaque enough that it's very easy to pitch for speculation, even as it's incredibly hard to figure out which companies are the best operators. I tend to default to the balance sheet and the income statement. I'm old-fashioned, but when you do that, these stocks, well, you blanch. Perhaps every one of these quantum computing plays will fit into Jensen's inflection point. Maybe with their stocks so inflated, they can buy some fellow quantum companies with better prospects. But at this exciting moment in the year of magical stock thinking, these stocks are very much in style. So people will sell all sorts of traditional stocks, like NVIDIA, to raise money to get some quantum exposure, all because Jensen Huang has dramatically moved up his time frame. What else fits the moment? We've become transfixed by nuclear power. We know that the data centers that seem to be going up everywhere are humongous users of electricity. We know that the hyperscalers who run the data centers would prefer to use nuclear power because it's clean. We know that we've been decommissioning nukes for decades because we thought they were unsafe. But one company, Oklo, never gave up hope that the nuclear industry could turn things around. It has toiled for 12 years to get its form of nuclear power endorsed by our government. These guys are serious professionals. One of its board members was current Secretary of Energy Chris Wright, a textbook oil man, CEO of the second largest fracking company, Liberty Energy. Now, Oklo has no earnings, and it's losing scats of money. But no matter. After the close tonight, the company offered $400 million worth of stock to give them plenty of breathing room. It's the kind of smart offering that keeps the ball rolling. Others here should be thinking of the same thing when they have good news like Oklo. The income statements simply don't matter in the year of magical thinking because we just learned that Oklo was selected as the intended award winner to power Eielson Air Force Base in Alaska with a nuclear power plant. When it rains, it pours. The NRC, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, has started reviewing a report that says Oklo could streamline the whole process, which we know is cumbersome and must do for reform. Maybe these guys can make it easier to build nukes. I don't know. Oklo has the whole group jumping, which is exactly what you'd expect in this year of magical thinking. But wait, there's more. In a market that's engulfed in the kind of extreme speculation we have not seen in years, arguably since the 90s, few sectors have gripped us more than space and defense. So along comes Voyager Technologies, which launched itself in the public market today with a dazzling IPO. 9 days ago, this company said it would sell 11 million shares at a price between 26 and 29. They ended up issuing 12.35 million shares at 31, and then the stock opened at $69.75. And why not? Listen to the first line of this part of the prospectus that described the company. I'm going to quote here. Quote, "We are an innovation-driven defense technology and space solutions company. Our company was purpose-built to reflect this goal." Then the document goes on and says, quote, "We strive to solve complex challenges to fortify national security, protect critical assets, and unlock new frontiers for human progress and economic development," end quote. That's not all. Voyager is, quote, "developing artificial intelligence-enabled edge computing in space, bringing intelligence processing directly to satellites to enhance security and accelerate decision-making." Also, not only is this company purpose-built to reflect those goals, I think it's purpose-built for the year of magical thinking and the speculative bubble it's building. Because while it has revenues, it's been losing, again, gobs of money. But now that it's come public, you could argue that Voyager can raise all the money at once. I've tried to be skeptical of these three red-hot areas, but as I told you last week, once the thing really takes off, you can't be a scold. I'm not about you not making money. I'm about you making money. And the market's saying, listen, these companies can raise some money, and I think you're going to see scores more coming public. By the way, we own Goldman Sachs for the Charitable Trust. There's another way to play it. The investment banks are eager to give it to them, and they know that there's a thirst that can't be slaked without more deals. Here's the bottom line. We're about to have an IPO boom that rivals 2021 and perhaps even exceeds it. Because unlike back then when we had SPACs but no ideas, this time we have real ideas with real opportunities to raise money in order to hold on through the industry's inflection points. Take part, like all of us, in the year of magical stock thinking. As long as people are willing to pay up for the companies with no earnings and little revenue, these deals will keep coming and coming and coming, and the stocks will keep taking more money away from the mainstream companies like NVIDIA that really make up the averages. Hey, I want to go to Gary in Alabama. Gary.
Hey, Jim. First, a comment. The blind lady that called you last week, that was a wonderful story. See what you do for people? You and Jensen Wong helped that lady pay off her house, and I was almost moved to tears. And I'll
tell you, Gary, I have to tell you, I told my wife that. I went home. My wife doesn't watch the show, but that's okay. And I just felt like, I said, listen, maybe this is, because she's always saying, how long are you going to do the show? How long are you going to do the show? It's like, hey, good morning. How are you going to do the show? Oh, good evening. How long are you going to do the show? And after I told her that, she goes, I can see why you want to do it. I can see. It was that powerful, so thank you. Was that powerful?
I hope you never retire. You've done the same things for me as well. You and Jensen have changed my life, literally.
Well, Jensen changed a lot of people's lives, but thank you.
Well, that's a fact. Well, I bought this stock a few months ago when I thought it had bottomed, but it just doesn't seem to be able to find any traction. What's your opinion of Truist Bank?
You know, I am really surprised that Truist is doing badly as it is. I think it's a pretty good situation. I would hang on to this one. The fact that it yields 5%, I think that's at 10 times earnings. I think you can go to 12 times earnings. I want to thank you for your comments, and I think you should hold on to Truist, if not even buy some. I need to go to Tyrone in this year of magical thinking. Tyrone.
Hey, Jim, how you doing? Hope your day's going well.
Tyrone, it's been an excellent day. I've been outside saying hello to people, doing things. It was really a pleasure. How about you? It was a good one?
Oh, it was great. Beautiful out here in the Virginia area.
Oh, fantastic.
I was calling in because I was intrigued about Coca-Cola Consolidated, ticker symbol Coke. They just did a reverse stock split, and they seem like they're reasonable to pay for regular day investors. So I just wanted your opinion on that.
You know, Tyrone, it doesn't have the yield that people want. I think it's a really good company. It is very intriguing to me because the distribution is a really good business. I would hold on to it just because I think the distribution business, not because it's necessarily good right now, but I do know that long term it's been a good one. And thank you for the call. Hey, how about we go to Craig in Missouri? Craig.
Booyah, Jim. How are you doing today?
I am doing well, Craig. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Just finished getting my tag renewed at the DMV, and so I'm asking you about a grocery store right now.
All right.
It is a place that I use all the time. They always seem to be full of people. It's good service. I'm entering a position at Kroger stock. I wanted to know what.
All right, I'll tell you, Kroger stock is rolling over, Craig. That's the problem. It's just rolling over. And when I see a stock rolling over at 13 times earnings, I say to myself, okay, let it come down, buy a little, and then wait for the next level. Do not buy all at once. It could be a bad sign that this stock is having such a hard time at this particular moment, and it sure is. 73 down to 64. How about we wait till it goes to 60? Then we see whether the chart's a little better right there. All right, listen, look, based on what we've seen so far, I think we're looking at an IPO market that's like 2021 or maybe even better than 2021 because these companies are actually driven by real ideas, even if they're losing a ton of money. On Mad Money tonight, President Trump wants to bring back manufacturing to the United States. I spotted an industrial stock that I think could be a big beneficiary of this move. I'm going to reveal it. Then there's a reason why they're called rare earth minerals. They're hard to come by. I'm sharing what I think our country needs to do to source these critical elements. And Cardinal is hosting an investor day tomorrow, and we're getting a preview of what to expect with the CEO, and that's a very winning company. So stay with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.